Good evening, guys. Fisherman's Wingman here. Welcome to another episode. Tonight I'm going to be speaking about rods and reels. So, this is my favorite combination at the moment. This is my Akomu Vibe 30. It's my sister's actually, but I use it more because it's so fun and just so nice to use. And the fact that it's small means that it's compact and you can carry it anywhere you want, whereas the big ones are a little bit bulky. So this one is lacquer because this reel here, it makes a huge noise and you can definitely hear a screaming reel from quite a distance. Okay, it's a single drag system, as you see there, single drag system, and the handles can be reversed for left hand people as well. And you know what, if you left or right, it doesn't matter, you still cast the same. Bail arm, you flip the bail arm, it just means that you'll be holding the rod with the other hand like that. That's all. And as you cast, you release, same story. Okay, most of the reels that we get are vice versa. You can put the reel on the left or the right. Okay, the next thing is the CBF 300 is also my top favorite one, the bait runners. Okay, so the bait runner, you'll see, has got this little arm at the back there, okay, with a ratchet, obviously depending on what brand you buy. There are some brands that have the main drag and the bait feeder on the back. This one has only, the bait runner, this only has the bait runner at the back with the clip. Okay, so it's the normal setup. If you can see there, the normal setup. So it's got everything there, the bail arm, the body of it, and everything is a normal reel. Only difference is this gadget at the back. So you cast, once you cast, you reel your line up or slack, however you want to fish it, and you feel the line drag system. Obviously the main line, you'll feel how much drag you want when you're playing a fish. This one is for when you're waiting for the fish to bite. So to activate the bait runner, you're just going to clip that up and you're going to adjust this left or right depending on how much drag or how much tension you want the fish to feel or pull. And when you do have a fish, it's busy running, all you have to do is you just reel the rod up, and you'll see as you reel it up, it clips over. Then you use the front drag system to play the fish. What I've seen is a lot of the new guys, they tighten this too much. And guys, when you tighten this too much, there's a chance that the hook is going to pull through the skin, or wherever it's hooked, it's going to pull a huge hole in the lip of the fish or the body of the fish. And what you want to do is you want to release enough tension that when you wind up, it doesn't make too much of a noise. If you hear this noise, the ratchet isn't doing anything. But what you can do is you can leave it loose enough that you pull the line with your fingers. You should be able to pull the line with your fingers through there, or just normally pull the line with your fingers, and that is enough tension that if the fish wants to swim away, especially when it comes close to the shores, that it can do that. That is essential on not losing the fish. And also depending on what line you have, I know a lot of people put thick line on and then they just reel the fish in, and that's not fun. So this weekend at Modderfontein, I landed a 3.5 kg barbel on 5-pound line. It took a good 10 minutes to bring the fish in because I was limited to how much drag I could use. I didn't want to tighten it too much because it would snap easily, and I did have a leader on, and my leader was neon green, and the reason why I used the neon green was the line was the same color as this. It was dark brown, black, grayish type color, and with the water, it's very hard to see such a thin line. So with the luminous green line that I had, I could judge where the fish was in the water and have my net ready. You fight a fish for 5 minutes, comes to the shore. The minute it feels the top of the water or the surface water break, then it runs out, and that's 90% of the time when you lose your fish. So guys, just be very careful of that, and that's why I use a leader that I can see. Also gives you a measurement of how far the fish is away from you, so you can go to either side if you're fishing on reeds or trees or something like that. Okay guys, then the next reel, you guys will be familiar with this one. So this one is your normal coffee grinder single drag system. It's similar to the Akomu one. This is just a bigger version of it, that's all. Okay, and then the last one that I've got to show you guys is this bad boy. So this is the Coniflex Magnum Pro 800. This is my specimen big pit reel. Okay, and as you see, it's got a huge line lay here, and this is the big pit. That's why they call it the big pit, because this area here is very, very big. This houses a lot of line, over 500 meters of line. So when I respool these, especially these, I don't buy 1,000 meters and put it all in here. So what I do is I take, this is quite thick line, so 0.5, 0.6 diameter line, 0.6 millimeter diameter line, and I lay about half of the spool up. Then I put my thinner line, because you'll never ever, about usually 300 meters of the thin line. I'll never ever cast 300 meters with a thin line. So what I do is I put the 300 meters on, and then I put a leader on. So with the leader, I tie it to the thin line, and you see this is that neon green one that I was telling you about. See, very, very visible. So with my leader line, I like to put it on and then wrap it around my reel twice or 3 times, depending on the thickness or where I'm casting. Okay, so I have it go around the spool 2 times, and then about halfway to the rod length I would cut it, and that's where I would put either my swivel or my rig. That way you have some leeway to play with when you are casting or clipping, making knots, everything like that. So back to the big pit reel, you'll see these are bait runners. This one in particular is a bait runner, and it works the same as the smaller ones. It's got the clip at the back, and this one is just a little bit louder, but it's really good quality. And also the same left and right. If you're left-handed, right-handed, it does make a difference. But these are really fantastic reels, and if you haven't tried them, I'd suggest trying them. And if you have any reels that you prefer, then stick to it, or try one of these ones, the new CBF range. I think it's a CBE range. That is the newer models, and a lot of the newer Jackal stuff is pretty decent. The bait shop in Lynmeyer has a few stocks. The Vortex one is also decent. So there's a lot of reels that you can get for relatively cheap and that are really good. So I would suggest, if you are a beginner, using the normal coffee grinder and then advancing from there. That's how I started. So I'll do the reels, the rods at a later stage, and the rods are pretty basic. You get papgooi rods and specimen rods, and if you're going to start fishing, I would suggest getting a rod and reel combo and going from there. Usually there's ones that have line on there, and if you're using thick line, that's fine. You don't have to use a leader. The leader is for the people, the more advanced fishermen with the knots and stuff. If you're beginning, just check it out. If you like it, then it will be better if you get bigger, better rods. And like I said, I've been fishing for over 10 years, and to me this is my favorite rod, and it's a 7-foot rod. And what more do you want? You go to the dam, you're pulling out 2 kg barbel or 2 kg carp with a rod that's half the size of the guys that's casting next to you, and you're casting in the same spot. It really makes you feel good and shows people that it can be done with a small rod. And the fight that you get from the small fish is impeccable. You might wait a bit longer to land the fish, but it also keeps you busy. So if you go to the dam, take one big, one small rod, and your big rod will lay half an hour to 45 minutes or even 2 hours without a bite. So it is important to know where you're fishing in terms of rebaiting. So what I do is I usually take a stopwatch with and see at what intervals the fish bite at. That gives me an indication of when to rebait, or when the fish are biting, when it's active, when it's not active. Especially if you fish the same spot over and over, like I did the past 3 weekends at Modderfontein. So I got to understand when the fish are biting, how they're biting, where they're biting, what they're biting on, and trying all different things. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm all about, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any comments or anything that you'd like me to cover, just let me know. Vote in the comments for line or hook sizes. So I'm going to be doing line sizes, or not line sizes, but different lines, braid, monofilament, and fluorocarbon lines. Or I'm going to be doing hook sizes and weights in the next video. So guys, it's up to you. If whichever one you want, you must just comment, and the more comments on the one, I will do that one next for you, and we can go from there. Alright guys, remember to like the video, and if you really like the video, subscribe, and enjoy fishing. I hope this really helped you.